Hey guys, this is Brandico and welcome back to another video, another command block video at that. And today I do not have a new command block creation, instead I have an update for Doomsday. This is an absolutely giant, well it's not giant, it's the first update, update 1.1. This is Doomsday 1.1, there's no fancy name for it, I don't have a cool name. But yeah, there's some changes to it. Just some minor bug fixes and some other huge changes. It now takes up 4 full command blocks to install in your world. So first off, I'm just going to talk about what I forgot to talk about last time. So I forgot to talk about the dragon arrows, which come from the Mage Shrine, which is over here, which is used to kill the apocalypse quicker. And guys, if you didn't see the last Doomsday video, I highly advise you to go watch it. Link to that in the description. Otherwise, you'll have no clue what is going on in this video, because I'm not going to cover everything. I'm just going to cover the update. And then the other thing that I didn't mention last time was the Dragon Ghost. I didn't go to the end and show that off. But guys, that's no longer in this version, and the last version is no longer on my paste bin. So you're not going to be able to get that. So the Dragon Ghost is removed from Doomsday. The main reason being is because it was too strong, because I hadn't realized how much they'd changed the Ender Dragon in Minecraft 1.9. Again, just click this, you get my head, okay, and then MrGarretto's head, which doesn't have anything on, but this is compacted using MrGarretto's command combiner. That's a new feature there that gives you his head. Used to only give me my head. And then clicking here will destroy the machine, and it will also summon lightning at every player. That was an old feature that I forgot to mention last time. So I mentioned bug fixes. There's some minor ones, and then something just like changing this from Potion Shrine to Mage Shrine, because it also sells the arrows, which I guess could be classed as potions. It might be changed back in the future, but I just changed that, and there's some other small things in it as well. Along with the next thing, I'm actually going to go get the other villager, because there's been some updates to the giant. So I'm currently in creative mode. He will not chase me or attack me as long as I'm in creative mode. However, he doesn't really do much. That might be changed at some point, because he just stands there and looks like he normally does with no AI. And there we go. But he won't attack, he won't use any of his attacks or anything unless if I'm in survival, which is quite useful, because I find that I'd be trying to run away and he'd just run through the command block creation and all my structures in creative, and it wasn't great. So next on my list for what I want to show off is something called a mining base, which is a new thing, and it can be crafted, but it can also be found in chests with a redstone block and a diamond pickaxe, and it's called an advanced mining base. And if I quickly mine down to the bottom of the earth, just real quick, the mining base doesn't mine down, it just mines your surroundings, and it leaves ores. So this is it. It summons in a bunch of minecart chests, lights up the area, puts fence posts of a bunch of furnaces that have coal in them. These all have coal, and it's quite expensive, but you can always gain it back, because these are all notch apple. These all have the loot tables. I find that sometimes the loot tables don't generate, and it's not my fault, because it's random. I don't know why. So if the loot tables aren't generating, try reinstalling the command, anything that could help. Right, so that one wasn't great, but yeah, it destroys most blocks, it doesn't destroy bedrock, and all in all it's quite useful. I'm just looking for something that could be useful. I mean, I got a notch apple last time. So far it's been a bit of a waste of a time. But yeah, these destroy more or less everything but ores, and I'm just gonna leave this one and go to the surface. So that's the advanced mining base. It's quick and useful just to get some extra loot. And if your diamond pickaxe is running out, it can still be used, which is quite good. seeing that you can just use up that old diamond pickaxe, which isn't much use anymore. And next, I've actually got all my resources here, and I'm going to be showing off the changes to the apocalypse. Actually, let's show the apocalypse. So I've got my death eggs and my light stars and beast forge. So it's the same price for your summons the apocalypse egg. Again, don't do this unless you have ridiculously good gear. He's actually been changed. There's been some changes to him. So again, it should turn to night. It should turn to night, but it's not. I don't know why that is. It could be lag. Right, these guys will summon in so much quicker. I need to quickly put that there. And also, this guy, he now summons in 4 TNT, and also in survival, he's invulnerable for I think 5 minutes before you can actually attack him in survival. But I'm going to quickly do entity data on him just to speed this up. Let's just do entity and invul 10. Right, so I just decided to kill him quickly. You can actually experience the fight if you want to, but he no longer drops his nether star. He now drops things that you'd find in an end city treasure chest, which I think is better. You can decide for yourself. And so he drops that along with everything else he usually drops, plus the apocalyptic sword and that. And why aren't my potion effects? Oh, they are. My potion effects are here. And I'm now going to actually just quickly entity type equals zombie. Okay, right, because that gets on my nerves quite a bit, having too much things in the world. And anyway, it can cause lag. So that's just changes to the apocalypse. Changes to this, it now gives you the apocalyptic armor. It will stay, and you can also get infinite, though it actually is rubbish. It doesn't give you anything. No other changes to the apocalypse apart from how it attacks with the TNT and the rate minions spawn in. And it also won't affect other mobs in the world. It won't like do entity data at them. It used to do that. And I can now mine this. And now the main change, which is a huge change, is why I have this. So last time, this is how you craft the command blocks to get the dungeon. But unfortunately, I actually removed the dragon dungeon. I'm actually going to do that. So the dragon dungeon was removed, but it's all good because I replaced it with something called a void dungeon, which in my opinion is about 25 times cooler. So it says void dungeon, extreme lag appears, and you're met with this, and nighttime. So you can see up into the void dungeon, and it goes all the way down to bedrock level. And this is full of chests to loot, and a lot of hostile mobs, and a new boss. That's right, there is now 4 main bosses in Doomsday. That includes the Giant, the Death Creeper, the Apocalypse, and something called a Void Walker. So I'm going to start from the bottom. Again, chests are locked. I'm going to mine all the ghast spawners just because I hate ghasts. And I'm actually going to go get my dark gems so I can open the chests on top of the towers. So all of these chests, these don't have loot tables. Instead you get advanced mining bases and dungeon coins. So the advanced mining base can now be found in these towers, only these towers, so you get 4 advanced mining bases for every void dungeon. And you also get a ton of void dungeon coin things, dungeon coins, which are well worth your while. because you can trade them in for diamonds, and I think in the end you actually get, I've forgotten the exact number, but it's near enough like 80 diamonds odd if you trade in every single one, which in my opinion is worth it. I don't know, you might not share the same opinion as me, but 80 diamonds just for a bunch of gunpowder is decent. Otherwise, no changes to the mobs. They're all still the same. I just need to try and get a dungeon keeper, because that's what drops a dungeon key. Right, so I'm gonna quickly nip out, and hopefully one will spawn in. He doesn't seem to be wanting to spawn in. But basically, these chests contain just dungeon coins. These chests, so no more like random loot in the middle like the cake. I don't even think there was a cake. Whatever it used to be. And these are just simple dungeon, so normal dungeon chests that you would find anywhere else. But I also want one of these so I can open other chests. Right guys, so I've been searching for a bit, and one's still not spawned in. One should be here soon, hopefully. Let's go back to the original tower I was in. I think this is it. Where was... Nope. I think I've been around the whole thing. Right, let's just head into the middle. You can see I've been searching all these as well. So the middle, if I go down to... Wow, there's a ton of them here. Right, that's all I need. And I can go back out. Is this the bottom of the middle? No, there's still more. Right, that's the bottom. So, the castle walls are all end city treasure. So it's all random. So it's random every time. So you're going to get more than all the diamonds and stuff that you trade in with the dungeon merchant. And you can get some pretty sweet stuff. But if I go back down here into the center chamber, so this is the main tower now. Each of these chests are end city treasure. You're going to be absolutely stacked if you manage to take out one of these. The same amount of spawners, but if I open this, the return of the dungeon gear. So the dungeon gear is now slightly better, and there's now a full suit. This is one of the new suits of armor, and it also comes with a sword, a pickaxe, and a shield. And it's slightly better, but otherwise, actually I don't know if it is better, but there's now a full suit, which is quite good. And then you got your pickaxe, so it gets supposedly better the higher you go. This is almost as good as the dragon pickaxe, I know that much. And then you get a shield, which just gives you armor. It's not, like, fantastic. Right, so this is a void flyer up here. So at the top of them, there's a bunch of spawners, each with either void flyers. So they all start off spawning void flyers, but they can change, 1 in 5 chance of changing to the void walkers. And you can't open that chest until you actually get a void walker, because it requires something from the void walker to open. And so I'm just gonna quickly kill this guy, and you'll see he drops end city treasure as well. And wherever they walk, this appears beneath them. But there's some, so I'm just gonna quickly wait for a void walker to appear. Finally, the spawn for this guy has appeared. This guy's a boss. Arguably, it is less health than Death Creeper, slightly more armor, dies quicker, but to actually get up here, not get knocked off, and survive its attacks, it's pretty impressive. I advise having Elytra, whatever you want to call them. I call them Elytra personally. Or at least a lot of feather falling, water buckets, cobwebs, at least something to break your fall when you fall to your death. Oh, so now there's 2 of them. So I'm just going to wait for one to spawn in. Right guys, finally. Also, this is a great way to collect glass. Finally, two of them actually. This is great. So this is him floating with a skull with two diamond swords. 2 hits and my lovely diamond sword. Again, drop End City treasure. Plus a wither skull called a void skull. They can drop their normal one. And a sword called void lightning, which is mediocre. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. You can see it does 14 attack damage. Right, so let's quickly destroy these spawners. You can see that these guys walk on purple blocks. And if I open it, I've got myself an armor forge. And this. So I'd actually already gone and just got myself it. But I wanted you guys to see it. I was just getting bored. But basically the armor forge allows you to get some of the new armors in the game. The other main drop that you want to take note of is the dragon shards, which are now a key part for everything. And if I quickly get a full stack of this, and I need to quickly, who cares about all this neat looking armor, that's extra stuff. You know, actually I still want to keep it sort of neat and tidy. And that doesn't look off. Yes, it does. Oh well, right. And I'm also gonna go trade in my other things with the dungeon merchant. So I hardly collected any of these, but I can go in and collect a ton of diamonds from this guy. 13 diamonds, and I didn't even collect that many of them. But anyway, here I have a full stack of dragon shards and full stack of death eggs. So if I go onto the armor forge, I can still buy all of this for death eggs. But if I combine that, I get something, this diamond, and it's quite a nice diamond, and it's called a blue death egg. So I can just go, and you can get as many of these. I'm not even going to bother. I'm just gonna do that. And this gives you an armor so much stronger. Well, it's not actually stronger, but its durability compared to the other one is insane. So it's going to take you quite a while to actually have a chance of getting this. But when you do get it, it's really overpowered, and I recommend getting it for the apocalypse fight. It's really useful in general, and I just like it. It looks decent, but really this is still a lot better. And in armor wise, also this one's better, just it lacks in durability really badly. So that's it. That is all the updates for the command, apart from one small update which I'm going to quickly mention. When installing the command, after you install each part, it will say Doomsday part, some like 1 of 4, part 2 of 4, whatever part it is, successfully installed. So that's just something to tell you that you've installed it. But otherwise, the main changes is this huge change to the Dragon Dungeon, which is removed. This is the original Dragon Dungeon structure, if you don't know. But yeah, it's now a lot bigger. But guys, if you did enjoy the video, don't forget to leave a like. The next update will be coming pretty soon, because there is one thing I really want to change really quickly. So stick around for that. But for now, goodbye.